Welcome back to USA News Hub. Get ready, tennis fans. The rivalry of the year might just get another epic chapter. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, the two young superstars dominating the 2025 season, could be heading toward yet another final showdown. This time at the Paris Masters. They've already clashed in 5 finals this year, and if everything goes as predicted, number 6 is just days away. Let's break down each star's pathway to the championship match and find out who has the tougher road to Paris glory. Carlos Alcaraz versus Jannik Sinner, Paris Masters final showdown loading. Full pathway and predictions 2025. The Paris Masters is the final big stop before the ATP Finals, and this year, all eyes are on Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. The pair have been the story of 2025, meeting in Rome, Roland Garros, Wimbledon, Cincinnati, and the US Open, with fans witnessing some of the best tennis the sport has seen in years. Now, both players are looking to add their first-ever Paris Masters title to their resumes. As the top 2 seeds in the draw, they're placed on opposite halves, meaning a meeting in the final is the only way they can face each other again. So, let's dive into their projected routes, who they'll face, what challenges await, and which man has the edge heading into the final Masters 1000 of the season. Starting with Carlos Alcaraz, the world number 1 has been in electric form since his US Open triumph. White heavy checkmark round 2. Like all top 8 seeds, Alcaraz gets a first-round bye. He'll begin in the second round against Cameron Norrie, who cruised past Sebastian Baez in the opener. The two met at Wimbledon earlier this year, where Alcaraz handled Norrie with ease, straight sets, dominant baseline play, and total control. Unless Norrie finds a miracle, this looks like a comfortable start for the Spaniard. White heavy checkmark round 3. Things start heating up in round 3, where Alcaraz is projected to face 14th seed Jiri Lehecka. These two have played 3 times already this season, with Alcaraz winning twice. Lehecka's power game can trouble anyone indoors, but Alcaraz's athleticism and shot variety should give him the edge, especially in Paris conditions. Lehecka will first have to get through Shanghai surprise champion Valentin Vacherot, a rising name on tour. White heavy checkmark quarterfinal. This is where the real test begins. Alcaraz's projected quarterfinal opponent is 8th seed Casper Ruud. On paper, this matchup looks one-sided. Alcaraz leads their head-to-head 5-1. Ruud's heavy topspin and consistency could test Carlos early, but the Spaniard has repeatedly shown he can handle Ruud's defensive style. However, there's also Felix Auger-Aliassime, the 9th seed, lurking nearby. If Felix rediscovers his indoor form, he could surprise both Ruud and Alcaraz. White heavy checkmark semifinal. In the semis, Alcaraz's likely opponent is 4th seed Taylor Fritz. The two have traded wins this autumn, first at the Laver Cup, then in Tokyo. Fritz's serve and flat ground strokes work well indoors, and he's dangerous when confident. Still, over 3 sets, Alcaraz's ability to turn defense into offense might just be too much. Keep an eye on Alex de Minaur as well. The Aussie's speed and form could make him a dark horse in this half of the draw. If Alcaraz gets through all that, he's 1 win away from another Sinner clash in the final. Now over to Jannik Sinner, who enters Paris full of momentum after winning the Vienna Open in style. White heavy checkmark round 2. Sinner, the 2nd seed, also enjoys a bye and will begin his campaign against either Alex Michelsen or Zizou Bergs. Both are talented, but the Italian will be a huge favorite here. He's looked sharp indoors, with that booming serve and laser-accurate baseline hitting doing all the damage. White heavy checkmark round 3. Originally, Sinner was supposed to face 16th seed Jakub Mensik, but with Mensik withdrawing, that slot goes to 17th seed Francisco Cerundolo. Sinner beat Cerundolo earlier this year in Rome, and on a faster surface like Paris, the Italian's aggressive play should be even more effective. White heavy checkmark quarterfinal. Here comes the challenge. 5th seed Ben Shelton. The American serve is a weapon on indoor hard courts, but history is not on his side. Sinner has beaten Shelton 6 times in a row. If Shelton can survive his tricky opener against Flavio Coballi, we might see another big serving duel. Also in this section, Andrei Rublev, the 12th seed, a player who can catch fire but has struggled for consistency lately. White heavy check mark semi-final. This could be the blockbuster, a rematch with defending Paris champion Alexander Zverev. The German has been solid indoors and leads the tour in aces this autumn. Their head-to-head is tied at 4-4, but Sinner has won the last 3 meetings, including last week's Vienna final. If both reach the semis, this will be a thrilling chess match between power and precision. Another name to watch here is Lorenzo Musetti, who could surprise a few if he finds rhythm early in the week. If predictions hold, we'll get Alcaraz versus Sinner, Chapter 6 of 2025. Their rivalry has become the modern classic of tennis, a battle of contrasts. Alcaraz's all-court creativity versus Sinner's brutal precision and cold efficiency. Alcaraz holds the edge in overall head-to-head, but this season has been nearly even, both trading massive wins in finals across different surfaces. On indoor hard courts, though, Sinner has looked slightly sharper. His Vienna run was near flawless, while Alcaraz has had to grind through some recent matches. Still, when these two collide, rankings and form often mean nothing. Every match feels like a mini Grand Slam final, full of intensity, flair, and respect. If both play their best, Paris could deliver the match of the year to close the ATP Masters season. So, who will lift the trophy at Bercy? Will it be Carlos Alcaraz, the unstoppable shotmaker chasing his first Paris crown? Or Jannik Sinner, the ice-cool Italian aiming to end the year on top form? One thing's certain, if these two meet again, tennis fans are in for another unforgettable classic. Stay tuned, because in Paris, the stage is set, the draw is loaded, and the rivalry is ready for another chapter. Tennis Fire, that's all for today's update on USA News Hub. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest sports news and highlights from around the world.